Ludwig Mies van der Rohe was a German-American architect born in 1886. Along with Walter Gropius, Le Corbusier, and Oscar Niemeyer, he is widely regarded as one of the pioneering masters of modern architecture. Even when he never had a formal college-level education, he began his architectural career as an apprentice at the studio of Peter Behrens from 1998 to 1912. Later, he started his independent professional career designing upper-class homes, and he joined the avant-garde Bauhaus school as the director of architecture, where he also designed some objects as chairs. Mies sought to establish a new architectural style that could represent modern times just as classical and Gothic did for their own eras. He created an influential 20th century architectural style stated with extreme clarity and simplicity. An architecture with a minimal framework of structural order balanced against the implied freedom of the free-flowing open space, with simple rectilinear and planar forms, clean lines, pure colors, and the extension of space around and beyond interior walls. An architecture made of modern materials such as industrial steel and plate glass. Mies believed that the configuration and arrangement of every architectural element, particularly including the character of enclosed space, must contribute to a unified expression of architecture. Mies uses only a few plans to create effects with light and color and the way you perceive the spaces around you. It let you discover new sensations that wouldn't be possible if all the walls were the same color. Spaces can be distinguished for the use of the colors, and in consequence for the games of lights and shadows produced by the reflection of the sun in these ones. For example, the use of outstanding colors in architecture as black allows to establish a hierarchy in the division of spaces, and also the range of colors appears to be in harmony with the outside. Mies searched for natural lighting in all the spaces in the house as long as the sun lasts. The light goes in the house, making it another element in the landscape. Effects created with natural lighting have a decisive role in the appreciation of the houses, because it is used to dematerialize the limits between inside and outside, and create games of lights and shadows with the natural environment. Mies only uses textures when this is a consequence of other choices of elements, like the visual texture created by the marble in the walls of the stone on the floor, because for him the function of texture is to emphasize the speciality. There are conceptual meanings for all the textures employed in his projects. For example, the use of texture makes easier the transition between inside and outside in most of his buildings, and also he creates specific spaces for important objects like the sculpture with the black marble plane in the Barcelona pavilion. In his buildings, it is very common the alternation between solid planes with open views, creating a rhythm with transparencies that allows to be in contact with the outside and closed views to appreciate the inside. Another rhythm frequently used is the repetition of forms. He repeats one element as a window in all of the building, and it is interrupted by another to highlight the main entrance. Even the structural elements are used to create rhythms, as in the Seagram building. All of these are closed rhythms because they have a different element on the end of the plane. Mies uses the horizontal circulation to create sensations with the sequence of spaces, but he builds continuous spaces, and for this reason, he suggests the circulation in a very smooth way. The circulation determines the shape of a structure. He used planes to accompany the circulation axis, guiding people into specific spaces, also to separate the corridors to avoid the clash between two directions, or to highlight where are the circulation spaces and the permanence spaces. In the other side, he handles the vertical circulation as an object that is not only functional but also beautiful. This circulation is perfectly integrated with the rest of the building. It's connected with all of the corridors, creating nodes of circulation. The stairs accomplish its function perfectly because it considers the three main points of vertical circulation: placing, direction, and effect. I think that the most important element in the treatment of space and scale on Mies van der Rohe architecture are the boundaries. He alternates the solid walls with permeable planes of glass to create different sensations. While in some points you can feel that you are in a limited space, in other areas the space is almost limitless, because the presence of glass from bottom to top allows to integrate the constructed space with the natural environment, and this causes that the boundaries of the space can be defined.